I was attracted to bodybuilding because it was a very individual pursuit. And I guess my whole life, from my childhood and everything, I felt like, man, people always let me down. If I could control this, I'd do a much better job. I planned my own diet, I researched, I did my own diet, I did my own training, I planned my own steroid courses. Of course, I spoke to many people and read many things, but ultimately, I made the decision and I called the shots, and it was like, I'm responsible for the whole thing, win or lose, good or bad, then it's down to me. It was a way for me to totally change the trajectory of my life. I'm in this basement gym. I'm in an industrial city in England. I don't have beaches, I don't have sun. But I always had something inside of me that I knew I was different and I would do something different, and I was not destined for the life that other people were happy with. I'm like, what is this? You get a job, you get a girlfriend, or you get married and you have a kid and you work and you have a government housing and you get drunk on Friday nights and that's it. That's what you're going to do for the rest of your life. And through that, man, I want to see the world. I want to do something special, and bodybuilding was my ticket to do that. It was a way out of the environment I was in. I mean, when I competed, I was just wanted to train, and that was what I enjoyed doing, and keep myself to myself. And then the contest was like something like a kind of a benchmark.
You know, in life, it's all about creating your own path. It's not about following what others say. It's about fighting for yourself, believing in your journey. This journey isn't just about competing or winning. It's about setting real, sustainable goals for yourself, knowing your limits and accepting that some achievements take time and sweat. There's power in the process itself, and if your goals are realistic, you can achieve more than you think naturally, just by sticking with it. Every journey starts with a single decision, whether it's stepping in or out. But once you're on that path, it's easy to get swept up in the highs of progress, the thrill of success. And that's a great feeling, no denying that. But real strength, real success is measured not when things are going well, but when challenges come, when the grind gets tough, and when the results slow down.
Let's go again, let's go again! Let's go one more there! Mighty ball! Come on, squeeze your mind! Can you get it down? Squeeze it! No, pull overs. That's the way. Squeeze it! Right? Yeah.
As a young man, yeah, I was an introvert. I didn't like really doing interviews or talking, that kind of stuff. I just liked training and trying to improve myself and challenge myself. That's what it was all about. Most of the time I kept covered up because I just trained in a small gym, kept myself covered up all the time, didn't seek any publicity or favors, and I'd turn up at a contest, win the contest and kind of disappear again. So that's where the moniker, the shadow, came from. It was just me being me, and it kind of turned into an image and a persona, but it was not anything contrived or planned or anything.
Success doesn't come from ease. It comes from finding the strength to push forward when the weights feel the heaviest, when the body is tired, when the mind says quit. That's when champions are made, in those moments where most people stop and you keep going. You may not feel it every day, but inside you is the strength to overcome, the power to rise. What stops others will only propel you. Channel that anger, that frustration, and let it fire you up. The gym is your battleground. Let it be the place where you transform negative energy into power, where you fight your battles and win. About knowing that you've put in the work, that you've faced the tough days and kept going. It's about getting up every day and deciding that you're going to push just a little harder, be just a little better than you were yesterday, And over time, that little bit adds up to something incredible.
Because nobody knew me, and I was coming from England, which doesn't have really a pedigree of producing like the top guys, nobody paid me no mind, really. As I said, I felt kind of left out and nobody was paying no attention until I went to work out. After the workout, I was downstairs with my ex-wife Debbie, and I started to practice some posing in the mirrors because I had some downstairs. I didn't know they had a little TV camera there. So then they saw that everyone's came down, and then it just changed. Like as soon as they saw me, everyone was freaking out because I was like super shredded at that point, even like to the point of being, over dieted and everything. But I was super cut, and they were freaking out. They hadn't seen anything like that.
No one can take away the work you've put in. Every drop of sweat, every struggle you've overcome, it's all part of your story. And when you look back, you'll be proud of the person you've become because you earned it. You stayed the course. You didn't quit when it got hard, and you built something that will last.
So when I became Mr. Olympia, I set the bar not just for size, but for conditioning as well. So the other guys saw that and they're like, man, I got to kick my ass because I got to try to get there or somewhere near that. That's the standard, right? But that's what I wanted to create. I wanted to create this powerful boundary pushing physique, and that's always what I kind of had in mind and went for. So I got my routine. If I slip, if I miss one meal or if I miss one day's training or something, that can lead to another one. And the whole thing can fall apart, so I'm not allowing that to happen. It's kind of an extreme mindset, a little bit OCD. There's a friend of mine who used to train at his gym and everything. And he told me in 93, after I won in 93, like, man, listen, you need to ease up on this fucking crazy heavy training you're doing all the time, man, because no one can beat you looking like this. You just need to maintain. Why don't you cruise and maintain and just make your money, man? But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to see if I could push it more.
Let's do one more! One more! Come on, squeeze it all!
What was unique that I did? I worked everything out for myself, and I kept notes, and very analytical and strategic. If I tried something, I would make a small change, and then I would see what effect that had. Or if I changed my training or diet, the same thing, and I'd make notes. And I look back on last year and last week and last month. I got all this information, like almost like an experiment, to see what works and what doesn't work. So I was doing like the basic exercises, 5 and 6 reps.
Look, there's a peak for everyone. For some, it might be 30, for others, earlier or later. But what's important is not trying to compare your progress with anyone else's, especially those you see plastered online with unnatural physiques and impossible expectations.
Everything has a reason, man. Even the things that you don't like at the time and might seem to be a negative. During my preparations for 97, because I did everything so extreme and I didn't do anything else. I mean, if we went on vacation, I would still be training, which was not necessary, but that was just the mindset I was in.
Yeah.
So I was never switching off. I was starting to get burnt out a little bit in 97. I was starting to think, wow, this feels like Groundhog Day. This feels like, it feels more like a job now than a passion. Maybe 97 was the time for me to do my last contest, and the injury just kind of forced that point. I do remember starting my prep for the Olympia in 97, and somehow I didn't have the enthusiasm that I had previously. Starting to think, what am I going to do after this? Because something inside me was telling me, like, this is not, you need to change direction, or maybe there's something else in life you need to do, or something like that. I was starting to feel it in 97. So regardless of the injury, I don't know how much longer I would have gone, because I was never like motivated to try to get equal or beat Lee Haney's record. It was never like in my vision. I was just taking 1 year at a time, and the passion for me was the training and to see if I could improve.